It is time. I did make a list last week, but we didn't do the show. But you do have it. Scroll down here. It is there. So don't be like, whoa, what are all these drastic changes? I did make a list the week before. Are you guys ready?
I'm loving it so far. Sorry. I like it so far.
Whoa. Chill out. Starting from the bottom. Gross. Browns, Jets, Dolphins, Raiders, Giants, Titans, Saints. Yeah, these teams are all horrific. A bunch of these teams are tanking. Just disgusting. Next, disaster. Bengals, Washington. For the Bengals, that's just a horrific loss. I think they've scored like 70-plus points in 2 games, lost both of them. They just give up a massive touchdown to Caleb Williams and Loveland to lose that game. Now, I thought they were just losing a walk-off field goal. To pretend like that wasn't going to happen, I think people are a bit going overboard. Like, what is going on with this defense? Yeah, they're horrible, but you would have given up a field goal anyway. Like, you had no chance. And for Washington, disaster, because obviously Jaden Daniels is probably done for the season. That's just, they've had a really on and off bad season, and this is what we were worried about, Jaden Daniels. Too light. He's too light. I think he needs to put on 10, 15 pounds in the offseason. Hopefully he recovers, and they look good. Okay, fluttering. Panthers, Cardinals, Falcons. Panthers, big win over the Pack. Don't know how many games the Packers are going to lose against horrible teams, but the Panthers aren't horrible. They're running the ball well. Bryce Young threw for like 90 yards. But hey, at least you're doing something right. Defense was good enough. So they got the win. Low-scoring shitter, but they got the win. Cardinals looking better with Jacoby Brissett than they are with Kyler Murray. I found it funny if you were watching that game how much Troy Aikman and Joe Buck were talking about how much better the offense is with Jacoby Brissett over Kyler. I was like, man, like I agree. This is like so much shade they're dumping on this guy. Kyler, gonna be a Cardinal next year? Not sure. And the Falcons, close loss, covered the spread, but yeah, couldn't quite get done. Drake May looking like a very strong MVP candidate. And 2 back-to-back bad games for Bijan. What's going on there? Run the ball, guys. Like, he's your best player. What are you doing, idiots? Okay, next. Season over. Texans and Dallas. Stroud's out this week. Probably a loss. They could have won that game against Denver if he was in, but Denver pulls it off late. And for Dallas, I mean, if the offense is not rolling, they are horrific. Their defense is so bad. Amari DiMarcado was running all over them. Marvin Harrison's cooking their books to the point where CeeDee Lamb is on the sideline like, whoa, did you see what he just did to our remaining number 1 corner? That was like, that made it so much worse. Because Deron Bland, who they gave $90 million to stupidly, literally somersaults backwards. And then CeeDee Lamb is like, oh, shit. Like, that made it way worse. These 2 teams, your season's over. Sorry. That's something. Vikings, Bears. I really did not see the Vikings win against the Lions. I really liked Lions. Big spread, 8.5 over the Vikings. They lost outright. Weird calls in that game in favor of the Lions, and they still lost. But big win for J.J. McCarthy. And for the Bears, at least Caleb looked good. He didn't throw a touchdown pass, I think, in the 2 prior games before this. How many did he throw in this one? At least 2, and he caught one. So at least he looked good against a horrible defense. Now, he's only looked good against Dallas and Cincinnati, who are the worst. So that's a little alarming. But hey, at least he had a good game. That's something. Someone will get left behind. Chargers, Ravens, Steelers, Jags. At least one of these teams is not going to make it. But 2 of them are going to find their way into the playoffs. Ravens surging now with Lamar Jackson back. Pittsburgh, huge win when they have a bunch of tough games coming up here. To beat the Colts, that was super important for them. The Jags pulling off that win against the Raiders, who they played their heart out trying to kill this Jags team. And Cam Little setting the field goal record. That's awesome. And the Chargers, bad game against the Titans. Still got the win because the Titans are the worst, but all of these teams I don't trust in the playoffs. At least 2 of them are not going to make it, even though if the playoffs were to start today, 3 of them, not the Ravens, 3 of them are in. Well coached. Denver, Niners, Colts, Packers. Colts and Packers dropped drastically. Packers, not just because they lost to the Panthers, but because they lost Tucker Kraft. That's brutal. That's their best offensive weapon. They've not been running the ball well. Josh Jacobs, he's been getting touchdowns, but not a lot of yards. They also seem to have a kicking problem. The Colts, pumpkin mode. Danny Dimes, If Jonathan Taylor's not cooking, that offense is not the same. He needs it badly. I was arguing with someone the whole 1 o'clock slate about how this guy should not be on anyone's top 5 MVP, Daniel Jones, I mean, because Jonathan Taylor is carrying the team on his back, and he's like, oh, well, no, he needs Danny Dimes. I'm like, no, Jonathan Taylor's always been elite. His job's just gotten a bit easier. Guess what? He gets shut down. They turn the ball over 5 frickin' times. So they dropped a lot. Don't trust. And Denver, Bo Nix just he's so bad until the fourth quarter. And everything is schemed. He just misses these deep throws. Sean Payton, you can see, he's like, man, I schemed a wide open deep ball for the 15th time this game, and you just sailed it out of bounds. It's like, you're killing me. And the Niners, bunch of injuries. McCorkle Jones at QB getting it done. It's just a well-coached team. So these teams all in the playoffs as it happens right now, and I think they'll all make it. Just not the right time. Lions drop. Bucks don't move. They're on a bye. Patriots continue to rise. For the Patriots, I just think they're too young. I think they can get in the playoffs, maybe win a game. Wouldn't be surprised at all, but I think they're too young to make any real noise. The Lions, hard to wrap my arms around them. Just when I was starting to believe in Jared Goff, being like, man, you're killing it against the blitz. No, he lost to Brian Flores badly in that chest match. And Tampa Bay, the injuries are just killer. They are on a bye week, so they didn't move, but they're not getting Mike Evans back. I don't know what kind of Chris Godwin you're going to get back. Bucky Irving's still not back this week, so it just seems like this isn't their time. 5-4, the Chiefs. They dropped from the top spot. They're 5 of them at 5-4 here. That's their record, obviously, but 2 weeks ago, I had them at the very top of the list, and the title was 12-5. I had them losing either against the Bills or against the Colts, and then probably dropping one to Denver. Well, now you got to sweep Denver. Otherwise, you're not winning that division. So, bit of a problem for them. They still have Indianapolis to play, like I said. Part of me still believes that this is the best team in the league, but you saw what the Bills did to them. You can run the ball in this team. Now, it's not just that Bills had the best O-line and one of the best running backs in the league. You can actually run on this defense. They're not the same. They're still good. The offense will get back on track, but they dropped 4 now. Going for it, Eagles, Rams, Seahawks. All 3 of these teams made moves at the trade deadline, and the Rams and the Seahawks both obliterated their opponents last week. Eagles were on a bye. Seahawks, -3 was the line against Washington. My God, they crushed them horribly. Rams, the line was like -14. They crushed them too. This could be awesome when these two teams play each other. I honestly can't wait for that. The receivers are so good in that game. I don't think corners on either side are going to have a good day. That's going to be awesome. And they still get to play each other twice. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And at the top of the list, I'll just give them a little bit of respect here. History repeating itself. Buffalo crushed Kansas City. The score made it look closer than it was. McDermott with a horrible decision at the end to kick that field goal. Just punt. Just pin the Chiefs deep. They have no timeouts, 20 seconds, needing a touchdown. Just punt, idiot. I would have fired him years ago. His in-game decision making just leaves me scratching my head still. The fact that the Chiefs had a chance at the end of that was like, what? They were dominated thoroughly the entire game. I was saying just Saturday night before to some people, I was like, man, feed James Cook. Feed him. You always complain about your outside weapons. Feed James Cook, make it 3rd and short, feed the tight ends, and James Cook had 27 carries. I think that's the most in his career. He had over 100 yards. He was absolutely killing them. And Kincaid went off 100 yards. Man, that's how you do it. Dominate time possession. Keep Mahomes on the sideline. Repeat this in the playoffs. Run it. Run it down their throat. If it stops working, throw it to open it up, but never get away from it. Keep James Cook rolling. He is the key in the playoffs if you don't want to be 0-5. So, Bills, with respect this week, at the top of the list, Eli.
I gotta say, this has to be the best list ever. I really don't disagree with anything. I just have a couple of questions is all. This is very good. I just find it crazy how the Chiefs can move down two sections in 1 week. That's just wild to me. How everyone can crown them at the top. They're the best. Okay, yeah, they're no doubt the best in the league at this point. 1 week later, they flip. Oh, okay, the Bills beat them. they're not actually that good. They're not actually the best of the best. Like they're such a hard team to predict. It seems like for everyone. Like 1 week it flips, the next week it flips again.
Here's the thing about the Chiefs. I think they're going to rise back up this list. I think they're going to go on a run still. Like this Bills game, I penciled in, even when I had them at the top of this list, I was like, they could definitely lose to the Bills because that's what they do in the regular season. They lose to the Bills.
Bills always beat them in the regular season.
Always. So I'm like, okay. But I was even accounting that. I was like, 12-5. I think they're going to go on a run. The thing is, the Eagles have beat the Chiefs the last 2 times they've played. And they've, even without A.J. Brown, they've looked sick recently. I'm not totally convinced still on the offense or the offensive line, the run game. And for the Rams and the Seahawks, my MVP favorite right now is Matt Stafford. He is killing it. He's having, weirdly, a quietly fantastic season. I think he has 21 touchdowns and 2 picks. He's like so gross. And we're just kind of not talking about it. Now they've been feasting on some bad teams right now, but still. I mean, Seattle just whooped Washington, who's pretty bad. And everyone is like, Sam Darnold. And they should be. I mean, he was threw 4 touchdown passes in the first half. But it's like, right now, I think if they played, it's almost a coin flip game, depending on where it is, if they played the Chiefs. So I think these teams are sick. They're just in a different conference than Kansas City as well.
Yeah. No, I get that. Also, the Bills, man, like, they have holes in their lineup. Like, I know they beat the Chiefs, but it just feels weird to me to have them at the very top. Like, I feel like even the Rams are on the Bills level. The Eagles could be on the Bills level. Even the Seahawks, man. Like, the Bills' defense is bad. We know McDermott makes brutal game time decisions, like you said. And I think those cost them in big games. And I might rather trust a Rams, a Sean McVay, and Stafford in those moments, you know? Like, I think the Rams really could be on that tier. But it's not like a do or die. I won't die on that hill.
I agree with that. I would trust the Rams more or the Eagles more. But in Bills' conference, I wouldn't trust Denver more or Indianapolis or Baltimore. The only team I would trust more is Kansas City. And of course,
we're talking best team in the league, though.
Yes.
Like,
but if
not conference.
But there's also a projection of where I think they're going to end up. And I think they're going to be the 2 or 3 seed, and be right there hosting playoff games, absolutely killing it.
I don't like this list at all. I like this list quite a bit, actually. I do agree with Eli, though, that I wouldn't mind 4 at the top contenders. You know?
Don't change my names, man.
But also the Chiefs, I can't see a world that the Chiefs don't keep beating the Bills in the playoffs. It's unfortunate, but it's just like it feels inevitable at this point. So, you know, they lose once in the regular season and they beat the shit out of them when it matters.
I see the world. I just McDermott's just got to get it together. Like this was the game plan, though. This is the problem with Buffalo as well in the regular season. It seems like they prematurely blow their load, if you will, and beat the Chiefs. This is our game plan to beat you. And then the playoffs, the Chiefs are like, well, we're not going to let you do that. Whereas the Chiefs have always just a whole new game plan in the playoffs, and Bills are like, oh, like, what is this? And then they shit down their leg. So I'm definitely worried about that. McDermott versus Andy Reid, like, I'll take Andy Reid all day in that matchup. But if they can just get this run game rolling, your big people are better than their big people. Use them.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Chiefs didn't make any deadline acquisitions for a running back, like a Chuba or someone like that.
I don't know about Chuba, but they should have gone something. Yeah.
Well,
Brees Hall,
he's better. Chuba's better than anyone they have. But yeah, Brees Hall would have been great too. Yeah,
Probably really good.
Yeah, that and Brees Hall was just begging, like, let me out, please.
Yeah.